All right, we're talking about using some carabiners or D-clips for self-defense, and it's a common thing for a lot of people to carry these on their actual keychain and everything. A couple different designs that we've played around with and tried different ways. You got your small one here, which is like your basic D ring, the ones you see in a lot of stores and everything. There's a little more of a common one that has a spring latch that it doesn't lock or anything on there. Then of course you have a bigger version of the same thing, but then again it doesn't latch either, but still a bigger version. This is actually one forward repelling. And then they have the same style as the last one, but this one has the lock on it that can lock it and unlock it. So you twist it, of course, then it locks it there. All right, so that's got some advantages there on that part. And this is the same thing as that last one, same style as you can see, but this one's actually steel. It's not like the aircraft aluminum kind of style. The same locking, except for this one has the brass. So it's going to be less corrosion on the brass area there. So this one has a lot more weight to it also. Advantages and disadvantages of that one. This is back to the lighter material. It's almost like aluminum type, and that's not the brass, but it does have a locking, and it's a kind of a custom shape on this one compared to your standard shape of this kind of here. All right, now when I first saw this, I was kind of a little weird, but surprisingly, this one feels a little comfortable and more comfortable in my hand. Now, one thing that we did know before I forget, there was me and John here, we were doing some striking on both of these. We noticed that with this one actually fit his hand better. So we're going to put that on your fingers. And me, when I have this one, it doesn't rotate quite so much. As if I come into here, it doesn't go past my knuckles. And on him, when he tries this, try the same way. Same way. And if you notice a little closer, it actually it rotates past his knuckles. So some of the maneuvers and techniques, this doesn't work good for him. The smaller one actually works better for his hand. So that some of these may have to be very adjusted depending on the size of your hand. If you have arthritis in knuckles or whatever, in punching bricks and all that good stuff. All right, we'll go over some basic strikes. Oh, before we go into strikes, we also want to talk about the locks. Now, if we start dealing with the small ones, we didn't have a big issue of the lock coming undone because it's not much room there. But only when you start talking about the bigger one, when you have that in your hand, there's more possible situations where injury could happen because there is some spring in there where you may get caught, cut your hand or whatever there. So in that aspect, I personally prefer the locking style, one that actually has a lock on there. So I'm not going to use that one. Between these two here, the heavier one's going to have more oomph to it, but this is a different design. This one, it being lighter and better design, I'm more likely to carry some. If you got something that's so uncomfortable that you're not going to want to carry it, you're not going to end up using it. With this one, make your pants fall down and get belt so tight by the time you add your keys onto it and everything else, it's really irritating. This one weighs probably about a fourth of this one. So obviously this is more convenient and a lot more likely to be carried around. So for the striking procedure from this one, we're going to be using the big one here. Now on the position, after experimenting with a couple different types of ways of holding it, either like this way or the other direction, and that way there, this definitely seemed to be more efficient because it kind of locked in around the pinky there and it was more secure. And not so much over here. Having it over there was bad because it was more likely to twist or come back and hit hard. But going to have it kind of locked in there, it was much more efficient and didn't cause wasn't near as uncomfortable. The best strikes for this are the ones in line with the actual weapon. So the weapon is going to this line going to here. So if I'm striking like a hammer strike, coming straight down, hitting right there on the edge, you can even kind of glance down the side of it there, but it's just kind of straight on the bottom. Bring it up, straight down and breathe it out every time. Slow a couple more times. Bring it up. You're striking right down there, not hitting with your wrist or your hand. It comes straight down on that target. Straight down in there. A couple times hard. Also, an upward motion can also work on that. So like for an uppercut, one version of doing an uppercut is coming into this right here. But if I'm actually doing an uppercut in this motion, this it's more comfortable and more possible injuries for the hand on the pinky, depending on if you hit just the wrong way. This right here, because it's straight in line with the weapon once again, it was very easily, very comfortable. I can almost get in and feel the pad. Come straight up, straight into it. Dropping your knees down a little bit, dig into it, coming straight up. Again, slow, coming in, and straight up. Go fast a couple times. Straight up, straight into it. This really isn't quite exactly a strike. Also coming in around. This could also work here, coming in this direction here, striking out in there with the tip of it, especially if you have a kind of a big rounded area there. As you're coming in, striking, coming across, slow, once again, coming across into here, and it's like going across through with it. Once again, this is in line with the weapon. So the one hammer strike was here, uppercut was there, this was coming across out here, from the outside of the body to the inside. Normally I would not ever do this with my hand, but this right here is taking all that impact away. Boom. Brings it all in. There's almost no discomfort hardly at all. Now for a couple other strikes you can do, they didn't seem to be quite as good. So what do you think? And some of the attacks also, we noticed with the different size of the carabiner, it made a difference also whether or not it caused any pain or not. So with this one, we're here. Sorry, go straight in there. So we're just going to do a basic punch. We rotate all the way over. You obviously don't want to make sure it's not down here where it's going to rotate down. So you kind of lock it in a little bit. Come in, straight in, and back. Now this really is a particular situation where if I had this as a spring latch, I probably would not want to do this at all, because coming in here, I can already feel this moving a little bit, even though it's locked in. Compared to if there's no latch there at all, that's really going to dig into your palm. I'll pat it a little bit. Slow again, come straight in. All right, straight in, straight back, bring it in. All right, other variations of that: vertical punch, even a hook punch. And we'll do a few strikes on the B pad. Name them off as I do them. As you can see. All right, so we got the uppercut. Right angle there. Right. Out there. Hook punch. This one, all these punches that go straight like this and this, there is a certain degree of being uncomfortable. You're going to feel it on your fingers. So those would not be the ideal for this. All right. So the ideal ones, like I said, are the ones going straight down at the angle, coming across, hitting with the ends, or coming straight up. But these other ones still can apply, especially if it's tightened up around your hand. All right. So start out light with whatever you're practicing, and then gradually build up, put some more pressure into it. And then judge for yourself. And my hand's a little bit red, and it's still a little redness on the pinky there, but it's not horrible. It's definitely tolerable on that part.